How well do you know your state?
Let's find out. What do you have to say? That's going in the video.
As you may have seen in the intro, we got a new coffee maker because ours broke. So, RIP to the red coffee maker, I guess. Got a brand new one. Yeah. So, with a brand new coffee maker, I had to make a brand new intro. So, I hope it's good. Yeah. That's a cat.
What do you have to say?
Say something. Okay, so today's video is more of an urban legend type of thing, or an unsolved mystery, depending on if you believe if the story is real or not. So yeah. Do you believe in urban legends? Depending on what they are, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, the short answer, yeah. Mostly because it has to, have some truth in order to get so many people to talk about it.
Right. Okay. So this is a pretty short story. While I was researching this, I couldn't find much on it. I found a Reddit post and one news article. Probably because the story dates back to 1917. So there's not much on it. It's an old urban legend of Pennsylvania.
Wow.
You want to know what the name is?
Sure.
Actually, I'll tell you in a second. Okay. Today's story will be a short one, and is something that we don't know the validity of. We have all heard of Jack the Ripper, the infamous man who committed many gruesome murders in London, England, but in Pennsylvania, we have a character of the sort. This story is one of the Pennsylvania Scissor Man of 1917. This is just one unsolved mystery that makes us question everything.
Wait, is this like Johnny Depp?
No. I never watched the movie, so I couldn't tell you. There's no murder, if that's what you're asking.
Oh.
Are you disappointed?
A little bit.
Okay, I'm sorry. So, what I'm about to read is going to be a Reddit post. The post is written by Reddit user Slow1987. I'll put it there. And it's going to be linked in the description as my source. Want to get into it?
Yes, do it.
Alright.
I'm oblivious.
February 8th, 1917, in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, 13-year-old Sarah Corson sits in her kitchen, brushing her hair. Suddenly, a man sneaks up behind her. He's holding a revolver. He tickles her under her chin and tells her, quote, "You're a pretty nice girl. That's awfully nice hair you have." Sarah wants to scream, but the man says she'll shoot her if she does. He pulls a pair of scissors from his pocket, cuts off a lock of Sarah's hair, and flees the house. Later, Sarah tells the police that she didn't get a good look at the man. The only details she can give is that he's of medium build and was dressed all in black. The attack on Sarah wasn't unique. By February 23rd, 3 other girls reported being attacked by a man wielding a pair of scissors. These girls were able to provide a few more details about his appearance. Quote, "A physical giant, 6 feet tall, heavily built, and clean-shaven."
I forget it. 6 foot meant something back then.
Yeah.
That's like average height.
Yeah. I mean, well, the first discrepancy, I guess, is that the first girl said that he's of medium build.
Yeah.
And then the other 3 girls said that he's heavily built.
So this is more of a stalker, creepy dude, instead of like a killer.
Yeah, it's more. It's almost like a boogeyman of the sorts, where he doesn't really do anything physically harmful, just kind of like an inconvenience, but like a menacing inconvenience.
I mean, knowing a little bit about Wilkes-Barre, it's It's up there.
Up north.
It's up north.
That was good.
What?
My accent.
Yeah, that was pretty good for you. But, it's very mountainous, at least the parts that I went to. So, like small towns here and there, kind of scattered. So, I'm not shocked that something like this could come about, especially back then when nobody had, like, anything to do.
Right.
Or any real imagination left, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, I could... There's reason to believe it, there's reason to not believe it.
Right. The second victim, a teen named Margaret McCowan, was attacked and had her hair cut around Valentine's Day. 2 days later, her parents received a letter in the mail. The letter claimed the wrong girl had been attacked and the man who did the job would return. On February 22nd, the stranger came back. He attacked Margaret's 14-year-old sister Anna as she crossed the street, and her hair was cut.
Wait.
So he cut the wrong sister's hair.
Is Anna dead?
No, he just cuts hair. He just cut her hair.
I'll be back to finish the job. I only got the left side, not the right side. Gotta even her out.
Yeah, I guess
And
he
she'll
got the wrong.
be fabulous.
I don't know how old Margaret was, but...
I mean, I would be pretty traumatized for random to just cut my hair.
Oh yeah, totally.
Especially since I just grew it back to the length that it was.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's a pretty, like, kind of creepy thing anyway, no matter
you don't
who you are.
expect it.
No, obviously
that's
not.
I think, like, oh, he's gonna kill me. No, he's just cutting my hair.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the better of the two options.
That's like psychological trauma.
Right.
He just cuts hair.
Yeah, but, like, not in a good way, I guess.
Does he keep it? Does he sniff it? Are there jars of hair?
I'm sure that he's not donating them to Locks of Love.
I mean, be nice.
It would.
I'd like to think that.
You would like to, but just probably not. Yeah. The next day, 14-year-old Nellie McAndrew was, quote, found hysterical in her home at 9 a.m. Nearly all her hair had been clipped off. Nellie had told the police that a man had knocked on her door and asked for something to eat. When he realized she was alone, he pushed his way into the house. While Nellie tried to escape, the man removed scissors from his pocket and cut off her braids. Jack the Snipper struck again in the next morning. 13-year-old Florence Irvin had her hair cut off while she slept in bed with her mother. Florence's father told police that nothing was out of order when he went to work at 2 a.m. But just 6 hours later, Florence would wake up to her hair shorn. There was a note left on her pillow. Quote, tell the girl next door I'll be back for her next week. End quote. Are you going to mention it?
How do you not wake up to that?
I mean...
If he is a mountain of a man that they are saying, one, the footsteps, and two...
He probably smells.
Your hair's alive. Yeah, that too. Your hair's alive.
But you can't...
You kind of... Can't you, like, feel through your follicles if something is amiss?
If I snip your hair here, you're not going to feel it, though. Because it seems like he's clipping, like...
hunks of hair off.
Like, here. And, she was asleep.
You know, he's probably a bald man, and he's just jealous that all these people have, like, luscious locks, and he can't. And this is the super villain story that Marvel needs to get on.
Jack the Snipper.
Yeah, Jack the Snipper.
Got it. 2 more attacks were reported on March 1st, 1917. The evening before, a man came through the bedroom window of 22-year-old Barbara Feast. She said he covered her nose with a chloroform-soaked handkerchief and cut off her hair. I know, right?
Now. No more sneakies.
The newspaper reported that Barbara had received a note from the, quote, Scissor Man on Monday before the attack. Burglar alarms were installed throughout the Feist home to alert the family in case anybody entered the home. Barbara's brother arrived just as the Scissor Man was fleeing. 5 shots were fired, but none hit the man. As the manhunt for the Scissor Man continued, more reports of hair-cutting assaults and threatening notes came in. The attack on Barbara appears to be the latest legitimate attack by the Scissor Man. So this one actually had, like, a pursuit of some sort. Which, okay, having a pursuit of some sort gives me the idea that it was a true story and not just, like, a boogeyman type of thing. However, they could have added, like, oh my god, the police were pursuing that, or there were shots fired at this guy, so he's totally real. Like, it could go either way.
This totally makes sense now.
Does
you know
it?
why?
Why?
What I just mentioned? It's up there. You got nothing to do. It's like 1917. Your dad's off fighting in the war. You know, because it's like the tail end of World War One. Kids in the farmland tip cows.
Yeah,
jollies.
that's true.
Who's to say this isn't just, you know, teenage kids who are like, okay, Mr. O'Leary's not home right now. Just go up to Abigail's room. Just take her braid. I'm not saying I would do it if I had nothing better to do.
It seems like a shiesty teenager thing to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can see this happening, and especially since there was a chase.
Better than arson.
Yeah.
Anything's better than arson.
Well, yeah. I mean, a flaming bag of dog shit would still suffice more than cutting somebody's hair. But...
Well, yeah, but this doesn't seem like it's for revenge or a grudge is held. It just seems like it's for
random
funsies.
it's fun. Yeah.
You really would put a flaming bag of dog shit on a random person's porch?
Back in the day, maybe.
Okay. A 10-year-old girl told police she was attacked on February 28th as she walked to school. She said her braids had been cut off. A boy later found the discarded braids and brought them to police. The girl later admitted that she made up the attack and cut the braids off herself. Another girl admitted to fabricating a story about a man cutting off her hair. The police announced that they uncovered a plot among 6 girls to cut off their hair. 4 of the girls delayed after they read that the police doubted the existence of, quote, Jack the Snipper. It is thought that police publicized this story in the false reports in an attempt to deflect criticism of their failure to catch the Scissor Man. Reports of the attacks stopped as quickly as they started. The attacker was never identified. Who was the Scissor Man? Was he real? Was he a boogeyman created by a group of teen girls?
See? I didn't even know that last part. It's probably a bunch of high school kids.
But there was... Not a lot of them were high school age.
Right.
There was one that was 22,
right,
and that
like some of
seemed
the
like the oldest one.
Weren't in on it. Some of them were. You know what I mean? Victims, I should say. I mean, and them stopping, it's like they're getting a lot of heat now. I'm a teenager. I just want my cracks. I don't want to go to prison for my jokes. You know?
I don't know. I feel like that's too much of an elaborate scheme to be perpetrated by young girls. I mean, maybe they heard of this person and thought it was a funny joke until they realized that the police were actually involved.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, would make sense because at that age, you don't really know any better.
Right.
You're like, this is a really funny prank. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like, but...
I mean, I think it was started by somebody who just wanted their kicks, but...
I don't know. I kind of believe it. I mean, it's almost harmless. I mean, nobody died.
Just cutting hair.
Yeah.
Maybe he just really wanted to be a barber. And he needed some experience.
That's one way to do it.
They just woke up at the wrong time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of believe it only because it seems like there are enough real stories, and then there's
a couple. I want clout.
Right. But even then, like I said, that was perpetrated by young girls.
Right.
Probably just playing around, like a sleepover type of story, like campfire stories. So, but yeah, that's the story of Jack the Snipper.
Yeah, you know what? I believe that one.
If anything happens in Wilkes-Barre, I'd believe it. Nothing really happens up there. I don't hear anything about anything up there. It's kind of boring.
Well,
I think it's an old industrial town. I'm not too sure though. It looks like one.
Coal mining.
It looks like one.
Now it's just sex trafficking and all that stuff.
Yeah. If you're gonna go up there, maybe go to Jim Thorpe. At least it'll be worth it.
Pretty?
There's a lot of historical sites there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The Pennsylvania Scissor Man was just a whole title. I had to look it up.
Jack the Snipper.
I first heard about it on I really can't remember what his channel is called, but I think his channel is called Let's Read. I'll put a link to his channel, or I'll put it in the info card if I can, or I'll put it in the description.
It's somewhere.
Yeah.
You just gotta look for it.
But he was talking about it on his podcast, or on his YouTube channel, and I just had to. I could not do it. It was so outrageous. Yeah.
Well, like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends.
If you believe in urban legends
and the paranormal.
He's done. Good. Thanks for watching.
Jack the Snipper.